Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As Imam of Masjid Sahaba, I would like to welcome all of you to this event. Ahlan wa sahlan marhaba.
محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفارقين من عرب ومن عجم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الإهم محمد سيد الكونين
I remember coming on this small house. We have like 5 or 10 brothers, and still have some people is alive and some is passed away. And this is a very good memory I have of a long time, but I never ever forgot that when we are started, now when we are right now.
This is Masjid al-Sahaba. But what you see before you wasn't always there. Many of you might not believe this. At one point in time, we were nothing but a small house. But alhamdulillah, look at us now. Mashallah, we're on the brink of building an expansion to the already great masjid we have. The masjid we currently have is a platform for continuous charity, and some of the people who laid the foundation are no longer with us, but their legacy went on. We want our youth to be inspired by their elders and their positive role models. We want to cultivate the sense of success in our youth. Through the true teachings of Islam, together we can be that embodiment of success, and to hold this torch to move forward to contributing positive images of Islam in the society that is ever so changing. The masjid provides a family environment to welcome people of all ages and all race, young, old. Not only is spiritual fulfillment filled, but the masjid offers several activities.
I've been in Masjid al-Sahaba basically all of my Islamic life, which has been 4 going on 5 years now. And I can say that without a doubt, having traveled through the different masajid in the area, that it has only been Masjid al-Sahaba that has treated me and welcomed me as not only one of their fellow Muslim brothers, but as a part of their family. It was here that I took my Shahada. It was here that I received help when I needed it. It was here that I began the foundations of my studies. And without a doubt, I can say that this Masjid al-Sahaba, is the beating heart in my chest.
I've been coming here since I was a little kid. I've been a student in Sunday school. I graduated recently last year, and I started volunteering for the masjid, trying to give back to the community and stuff. And I think it's awesome that the masjid is trying to expand and give opportunity to the young kids like me.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In Watauga Masjid, we memorize Quran, learn about Islam, and socialize.
In Watauga Masjid, I love it. I love Watauga Masjid because I like to pray and play.
Come here, I pray Salah, I read Quran, I do Islamic studies, I learn about the prophets.
Came here, the community, they welcomed me in open arms. Everybody, they're very friendly. Everybody loves each other. It's just one big family, basically. I started going to Sunday school here, and now I'm graduated, of course. But when I went to Sunday school, my teacher, the Hafiz himself, he's a very nice person. He taught me a lot about Islam, and he basically made me the person I am today.
I've been teacher in here for around 12 years ago. I teach in Sunday school in here, and I really feel like we need the expansion in the masjid, inshallah, because of the classes are really close to each other in one hall. It makes really big a crowd. Like all the teachers are, sometimes they need to be loud to teach, and it's really affect the other classes.
I have been in this area since 2000, 2001. I moved to North Fort Worth, and it was only a small musalla, and we used to pray in a house in the beginning. And sometimes we went to a motel area and we pray in some Jum'ah when the crowd and the Musalliyin increased in number. And after that, they got together and they decided they want to expand at least to accommodate everybody in place of worship. And they built this masjid, Jazahumullah khairan, but the need of this community is an increase.
If you look at the Friday crowd and Alhamdulillah, the Ramadan crowd, we have a long ways to go. At the beginning, it just started as a place of worship. But now, as we are growing as a community, we need a place for our youth to come and learn the language, learn the religion of Islam.
Right now, we have about 250 with the sisters and brothers in this place right now as we are. But inshallah, with completion of this multi-purpose house, we're going to have another 300 people on the ground floor and about 8 to 10 classrooms for Sunday school or other activities in that masjid, inshallah.
One of the things that attracted me when I was here are the Saturday morning breakfast, where the men get together after Fajr prayer and just have a little social time. And then we go play cricket, those sort of things. But that also takes space and time. And so that's another thing. Also, I think our interfaith program in Fort Worth can expand greatly. I think we can lead this because we have a good community of not just born Muslims, but also of convert Muslims. I know that in Dallas, the interfaith community there is very strong. You have Second Community, you have the Sons of Abraham, which are Muslims, Jews, Christians, same Daughters of Abraham. In Fort Worth, the interaction we have now tends to be a lot less. But with our interaction with Northwood and Bob Roberts and your efforts and what we're doing, I think we have a good foundation to have interfaith. It's better to know about them and have them know about us than not have any interaction whatsoever.
Honored to have you here, Majid.
Thank you.
We thank God. Would you give him a hand? He is my good friend.
I think it's very important for the faiths to gather together because we don't know one another. So whether we come to your mosque on Friday, if you want us to come, we will, or you come to our church on a Sunday, and we do that on occasion, it enables us to get to know one another. And we know one another as neighbors. You're not just, well, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. Well, that's my neighbor. That's somebody I live out in this community with. And that's the only way we can deal with discrimination. I'm so grateful for the Watauga Mosque. It's been my joy to get to know Imam Asif and the chairman, Majid. I'm very grateful for you.
Well, we really had a great event today at Northwood Baptist Church. This church is basically next door to the Watauga Masjid. And the purpose of this visit was just to create better relations with our neighboring churches, especially in light of the election and the subsequent things that happens after the election and a lot of hate crimes going on. So I think it's really important to make sure that we're building better relations with our neighbors and especially the Christian neighbors, which are the majority in this country. So Watauga Masjid is, mashallah, taking a very big step in helping out in these kinds of things, and I hope, inshallah, that everyone can support the project of the expansion of the masjid as much as possible so that these kind of good things can happen for the future.
Alhamdulillah, with the expansion of the masjid, we will need additional parking. So this portion of the lot would be utilized to add 43,000 square feet parking towards the expansion portion of the masjid, inshallah. As you can see on my left-hand side, that is the old existing masjid. And right behind me is the new expansion portion of the masjid. We are building a multi-purpose hall along with 8 classrooms, a library, a funeral wash, and gym for the sisters. Alhamdulillah, as you can see, the work is underway. Now I'm going to take you inside the expansion of the masjid. What is it that is coming up for us? As you enter, you have 2 options. If you want to go to the main multi-purpose hall, you go straight forward. Or you turn right, go up on the 2nd floor. Over here you would have an elevator right here, and then the restrooms on the both sides. And on your right side you will have a funeral wash. And you will have a gym for sisters on your left-hand side. Our main focus in this multi-purpose hall would be to provide facilities for our sisters as well as for the youth, because they are the focal point of our expansion, inshallah. In this multi-purpose hall, we have a several usage. We will have at least 2 basketball loopholes, one for the sisters, one for the brothers. This can be utilized for several activities. You can have Eid festivals right here in this multipurpose hall. You can have our brothers and sisters can pray during the Jummah or Eid, or for any matter, actually, you can have your family events hosted right here in your masjid, inshallah. When you come upstairs, there is an additional hall for sisters' activities. They can host a small halakat right here, inshallah, and this room can be turned into classrooms as well. So as you come up, right by the elevator, you have a dedicated area for the offices as well as for our library for students. So the way we have designed our roof, this can be used for the overflow. You know, during the time of Eid or even in month of Ramadan, our brothers and sisters, if we have too many people showed up, they can be accommodated right here on the top, inshallah. They will be praying their salat in the cool breeze, as well as they will be protected with these walls, because these are the safety walls for our children and students, inshallah.
You know, I believe this expansion is important, and I believe that people should donate to this, because if we do donate, this masjid can become something great. It's already great, but it can become something beyond that, something amazing.
Think of all the barakah that you give, and you're building yourself a place in Jannah by giving to the masjid and making what we have growing that's not quite done yet, but to be finished.
The only thing I think this masjid needs, it's not the people. The people here are beautiful. And it's not necessarily buildings. It's for everyone to give a part of themselves so that we can all give to the people who need. And that doesn't necessarily always mean money, but it means time as well, because time is a part of our wealth. And this can only be done by, for lack of better words, letting everyone know we're here.
I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He opens the gate of His rahmah upon all of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you in rizq, in health and wealth. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the happiness, the khair of this dunya and akhirah. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Brothers and sisters, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as mercy to mankind, has entrusted us with the message of peace and love. We as an ummah has a responsibility to provide the platform for our younger generations who can take this message of peace and love to the community that surrounds us. That can only be happen with your kind and generous donation. If you do that today, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you greatly.
إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة ولم يخش إلا الله فعسى أولئك أن يكونوا من المهتدين.